Hey everybody, it's another beautiful Friday. Sun is shining outside. I'm wearing red along with a bunch of, if not everybody in the company. We wear red on Friday, as you know, because it's our way of remembering everyone deployed. If you love the deployed, if you support them, if you support all military like we do here at Low V Rates, and you want your own red swag shirt, reach out to us by commenting them below this video, asking us how you can get it. We'll give you some details. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, down here to the right of your screen is a red subscribe button. Make sure to become a subscriber of our page so that you are always at the front line of this content when it is coming out. Today, as you know, we recently had a video not too long ago about the VA's minimum property requirements, or MPRs. Not going to talk a ton about those MPRs today, but what we're going to talk about today are the different aspects of MPRs, variations, exemptions, and if you're buying a property that doesn't meet every single one of the VA's minimum property requirements, are you just, out of luck? Or are there ways to get exemptions to get around there? And you know what? The VA on these MPR, they do allow for flexibility. I think I got that right. If you guys have watched my Red Friday videos in the past, I'm not the best speller in the world, but I do believe I got flexibility right. So the VA gives some flexibility, some latitude. They're not just like, hey, it's one and done and you're out of the question. They do allow us to, in certain situations, get you through there. So there's the fact that the VA says they will consider waiving certain MPR repairs if the property, as it is, even though it doesn't meet every single MPR guideline, if the property is safe, if there's no real, major structural issues, if it's structurally sound and it's sanitary, they're willing to consider making some adjustments so that you can get in that house. So it implies, really, as long as the property is not going to put you or your loved ones in harm's way, then the VA is willing to pause and perhaps make some exceptions. So if you want to try to make exceptions to the VA's minimum property requirements, how do you do that? How do I get these exceptions? Well, number one, every single MPR waiver is case by case. So you're not going to see me give you a big old list today. It's case by case. The handbook does mention, however, certain situations. For example, let's say there's a natural disaster and something happens where a portion of the roof on a house that you're under contract to buy, portion of the roof gets, I don't want to say destroyed because that would be uninhabitable, but a portion of the roof needs some minor repair. But when the guy comes out to do the inspection, the appraisal, he makes note of it. And the underwriter says, hey, look, you're not meeting all of these MPRs. Well, the VA may waive that affected minimum property requirement of the roof if you're willing to sign a document along with us, the lender, indicating that you're aware that the repair needs to be done and that you will get it done. They're going to want something signed, and then that still doesn't guarantee they're going to do it. They're going to consider it. Okay, so as I was kind of mentioning, there are three things the VA is going to require to happen just to consider these minimum property requirement waivers. Number one, as I just mentioned, the veteran has to sign a statement. Vet has to sign, Low VA Rates or the lender has to sign, again, a document or a statement acknowledging that you're aware of these property requirements not having been met. And thirdly, the last thing you have to do is you have to make sure everybody agrees the property is safe. It's able to be lived in, it's sound, there's no sanitary issues, and is it safe? If the foundation's cracked and the house is teetering, it's not going to happen. Okay? So, you can do it. It's possible. Normally speaking, here's how it works, and we're going to wrap this up. If you get a waiver, it has to come from the VA. Now, if you've ever dealt with the VA before, as a lender, as a business, or as a veteran, the VA doesn't always move quickly, and that is not a shot at the VA. That is an educational statement so that your expectations are met. The VA may not move as quickly as you'd like, so it can become frustrating. They have your best interest and protection at hand, and they've got a lot of people they're working with it all the time. So just be prepared to have to exercise some patience, okay? But normally speaking, the appraiser will come out and say, okay, well, you know, that house is worth $400,000, but because there's a $50,000 damage to the roof, he may put in the appraisal only if, something like that. I'm not using technical terms here, but only if the roof is fixed will this house be worth $400,000. Well, the lender may say, okay, we're going to put some money in escrow, and the seller would have to be involved in this decision or anything else because the seller may not get all of their money right away. And once that roof is fixed, the lender can release the money that's held in escrow, pay the contractor that fixed the roof, and you can move on. Okay, I can get a lot more technical in this video. Even I, who have been doing VA loans for over 20 years now, am not completely fluent and absolutely knowledgeable on this topic. But if you have questions, please put them in the comments. We will do videos on each of your questions. We will dig deeper. The great thing about working with low VA rates, we are an authorized direct VA lender, which means the VA lets us make certain decisions. And if we decide that we're willing to take the risk on a home that doesn't meet all of the VA's MPRs, we'll reach out to the VA and we'll work to get it done. We've done it before. We're willing to do it. We will do this case by case. Thanks for watching. See you next week at the same time.